homes on both sides of the 2 freeway.
And you said, Juan, that it looks like the fire is burning in 2 different areas. Is that correct?
That's right. Close to the freeway, as I just mentioned, the brush that's right next to the shoulder, that's burning. And also to the east of us, east of the 2 freeway, in the hillsides, I can see one of the choppers now moving in, I believe, to make a water drop there. So there's 2 locations, at least right now, that are burning. It's the one just west of the 2 freeway and then just east of the 2 freeway in the foothills.
Yeah, we're looking at that chopper that just made a water drop there. Boy, it's going to be a long afternoon for those people who are just now got stuck on the freeway because at this point they can't go back. There's a lot of people behind them. They can't go forward because it's closed. And just depending on how busy, how bad this firefight gets, it could be they could be there for quite some time. I mean, you probably can't even see Juan, but it's that traffic buildup is really building up behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, and let me tell you, Lena, I'm looking at the signs out here. The next off-ramp, for example, on the 2 freeway is 3¼ miles up the road. So if people are stuck in this traffic, and of course this is heading down now, heading down the grade, there's really nowhere you can go. I do see now, from my vantage point, it looks like there's some guys in orange vests trying to get people off the freeway, maybe have them turn around and take an on-ramp off. That's just to the west of us, just north of the mountain, as I mentioned. So hopefully they're trying to get some of these people out of here because, yeah, they're going to be stuck on the freeway for a real long time.
And while we're looking at the flames, I believe the right side of your screen is the view that you see as well. Flames on the side of the freeway. We're going to keep Juan Fernandez right where he is, watching this fire in Glendale. Chevy Chase Canyon is closed. The fire burning between Chevy Chase Canyon and Glen Oaks Canyon. Let's go up to the chopper right now. Aaron Fitzgerald overhead in Sky 9. And Aaron, I wonder if you can give us a perspective on this fire. Boy, a lot of smoke out there. How close is it getting to some of these homes?
Well, from what we can see, it's very close to some of these homes. It's burning on both sides of the freeway right now. What you're looking at is the wide shot there. As we go back to the point of origin, or what appears to be the point of origin, that's on the west side of the freeway, down here by Glendale Community College, right at the 2 freeway, just north of the 134. Now, obviously, they have all lanes shut down because you can see that smoke laying across the freeway. It looks like about 10 or 15 knots of wind out of the west, and that's pushing that fire up to the east-northeast, up into the hill behind Shoal Canyon. Up toward, there's a golf course and a landfill up there that are in the direct path of the fire. Now, along the northern flank, or the left shoulder of the fire, there are a lot of homes, and there you can see that shot of the hand crews already making their way up the hill to try and cut some lines. Now, fortunately, the fuel in here isn't very heavy. This is mostly a wind-driven fire, and the winds are fairly light compared to what we saw yesterday. So, looking about 10 to 15 knots of wind on the surface, maybe, and the fire quickly raced uphill, and now seems to be crested up at the top of that hill, where there doesn't appear to be any houses on top in the direct path of the fire. The acreage estimate, just looking down, probably about 10 to 15 acres involved already, and there'll probably be more than that as it makes its way into that brushy area across the top of that ridge. Again, this is just on the north ridge, north of Shoal Canyon. There, as you can see, it's burning on both sides of the freeway. Right down there, this is near Harvey as well, and that's the southbound lanes. Those are the southbound lanes on the top of your screen of the 2 freeway. All lanes are shut down. You can see that CHP officer there holding traffic. There's no flames licking over the freeway, but the smoke has reduced visibility on that freeway dramatically, so they're stopping traffic there, and also they want to accommodate the movement of all the fire apparatus. Now, in terms of the fight up on the hill, we have at least 2 helicopters up there from LA City dropping water. We saw a 412 there just drop a load and disappear into the smoke, and you can also see a very aggressive and pitched battle on behalf of these firefighters based on the ground. That's a hand crew that hiked their way up there in tremendously hot conditions, and they're affecting the fight with shovels and picks and everything at their disposal. It doesn't look like they have a hand line up there yet to start directing fire or water onto this fire, rather, but for now they're going to try and cut line and keep it from cresting down and backing down into the Shoal Canyon neighborhood.
Right, Aaron, the area that we're looking at right now on the right side of your screen there, all those flames, that's not the same area that they're doing the water drops, right? So we're looking at fire in several different areas?
That's up to the northeast. The water drops are happening up under the smoke here as we go wider. That's in the top of your screen. You'll see fire helicopters actually just disappear into that smoke. They're making their drops and then turning around to refill and coming back in there. And there is one hot flare up there that you can see. And in the top of your frame, there's an LA City fire helicopter now making its way around, possibly for another drop. And they do have a command and control helicopter up above as well, helping them out, kind of directing them to where their drops are most urgently needed.
Aaron Fitzgerald live over this fire, a new fire that just started after 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is the Glendale area. We do have a number of homes being threatened right now, especially the 500 block of Solway Road, which has just been evacuated. The 911 calls started coming in about a small grass fire, and then it quickly spread to the brush. There are 37 firefighters at last count on the ground. I expect that that number is going to grow as they try to aggressively attack this fire and keep it from burning wildly out of control, as we saw what happened in Camarillo yesterday. Right, our Juan Fernandez is on the ground. Juan, you said that you thought maybe they might be trying to do something with that stop traffic on the 2. What else do you see here?
Well, Lena, they didn't stop traffic on the 2. That's because they're bringing in fire engines. And as I speak to you, the more and more smoke keeps coming up over the freeway, the 2 freeway from the west side of the freeway up and over. So definitely it would be very dangerous for cars to even come through here, even if the fire was out. And as you're looking now from the live shot that you see right there, it looks like another large tree is about to catch fire here. On the freeway side of things, the fire still appears to be burning lots of white smoke, and up to the east of where we are right now, you see another water drop there. So they're aggressively tackling this, and so far, when it comes to traffic, I know a lot of people are worried about that as well. Traffic northbound on the 2 freeway, it's moving slowly. But people are being very patient. Heading southbound right now, just south of Mountain, that is also, that's at a standstill right now. And I'm looking at more fire engines and fire trucks heading into the area. They're using the shoulder of the road to get to this location where I was mentioning that some brush is burning right on the shoulder of the 2 freeway. So that's what I'm looking at right now. More and more units coming into the area. Traffic still at a standstill, and the smoke really picking up, and the winds continuing to blow.
And welcome to KCAL 9 News. This is an early edition of KCAL 9 News at 4, being simulcast on CBS 2. We are watching yet another wildfire burning in Southern California, this one in Glendale, in an area that's more populated than Camarillo. We're also keeping an eye on that fire as well, the Springs fire. Huge right now, over 10,000 acres and still growing. But meanwhile, in Glendale, the firefight is just beginning. 37 firefighters on the ground, 4 choppers in the air. And there are a lot of people who are beginning to come out of their homes now because they can see all the smoke here, all the commotion. There are road closures to tell you about. The 2 southbound, just south of Mountain Road, Mountain Avenue, has been closed, and also the 134 and 2 transition has also been closed so that firefighters can get their equipment to really put an aggressive attack on this fire, because again, we are dealing with an area where there are a lot more homes than we saw in the Springs fire.
We have a couple of things, though, working in our favor with this one. There is somewhat light fuel, as we saw as Sky 9 flew over the area. Also, somewhat lighter winds today. Weather conditions are somewhat improved. And maybe we can bring in Kai Goldberg right now to talk a little bit about what they're facing out there in Glendale. Kai.
Well, basically, Sylvia, we're looking at some very warm temperatures. Temperatures starting to come down just a little bit right now in Glendale. They're looking at 89 degrees in that area. Firefighters, though, that 89, I'm sure feels like 99 with all that equipment going on. And wind gusts right now coming from the west-southwesterly direction, 18 miles per hour. So there is definitely some wind out there, and we'll continue to update you on that forecast in just a minute. But now we'll send it back to you.
Kai, thank you. Let's go to the ground, and Dave Lopez, that's the shot you're seeing right there on the left side of your screen. Dave.
Okay. Having some audio problems with Dave. I don't think we're going to be able to hear him. Let's try again. He's out there on the ground. We've been hearing our Juan Fernandez, but we haven't been seeing him. Dave, do we have
activity here on this street? Police officers from Glendale have gone door to door, and they have been very emphatically telling people you don't have time to pack up. Just go downstairs to the bottom of the hill. Go down to the bottom of the hill where a lot of firefighters are. It is almost impossible to get up this street. I had to walk up from the 2 freeway. There are a number of helicopters still dropping the retardant from above. A lot of smoke, a few flames now. It looks from this angle here as though most of the fire on this side is out. But again, the wind is very minimal. A number of officers continue to pour in this area. A couple of fire trucks have gone up there, and perhaps you can see a number of other people just kind of mingling around, deciding whether to leave or not. I see a couple of people just sitting on the top of their cars, trying to decide if they should get out of here or not. No idea how this fire started. It started a little over an hour ago. Now, getting through here, I went past the Methodist Hospital in the city of Glendale. There were reports that they were evacuated. The traffic was extremely tied up, but I did not see any signs of patients being moved out of the hospital. I saw a lot of people leaving, but I could not tell you for sure if, in fact, that hospital is being evacuated. I saw no indication of ambulance taking patients out or anything like that. On this street right now, you can perhaps see some people walking very calmly down the street. One man coming with a couple of little children, one on each hand. Another woman is walking back up. Ma'am, have they told you to evacuate? No, not yet? Okay, she says no. She waved to me like she doesn't want to say anything. But again, the smoke is starting to clear a little bit. And Roger, who's been getting some shots here, shows you some flames that are now out directly above the one house that I can see up on that hillside. This entire area is being told to be very, very cautious. Get out if you can, and do not take the time to gather any valuables. Just get out for now, and when they all clear, they'll let you come back.
All right, Dave, thank you. We're going to go back to Juan Fernandez. Okay, we're going to let him reset there because we know we have a lot of crews covering both fires for you right now. We've got some crews out there in the Springs fire, which continues to burn. That fire is huge. What we're looking at right now is the fire in Glendale. We've got crews on the ground. Everyone's trying to deal with the situation and at the same time not get in the way of firefighters as they set up their live shots and bring you the latest information and also these live shots. Now our chopper is able to show you these shots, and look at that, Sylvia. We've got smoke, we've got fire, and again, I point out the difference in the fire that we covered yesterday today, even though they're not right there at the homes, but we've got huge homes and some businesses in that Glendale area. So this is a much more populated area, and of course we're dealing with canyons too, which, as you know, Kai, can be dangerous.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking about in the Springs fire with a lot of fire representatives, the PIOs. They're talking about defensible space. Look at this picture. You do not see that at all. Unfortunately, they're saying you're looking at these trees, these bush, right up against the facades of these homes. So that's what's extremely dangerous, is there is not much defensible space between the brush and the structures.
And we're hoping that perhaps as they get a little closer, maybe there's more space than it looks like from here, but certainly it looks from the way we're seeing it that the trees are right up against that house. Once again, we're going to try to go to our Juan Fernandez, who's down there on the freeway. Last time we checked, oh, there you are, Juan. Traffic's still pretty bad there, I'm guessing. A lot of smoke we can see all around you.
Indeed, Sylvia, and I want to give our viewers a 360 of where we are right now. We're going to start over here. It seems like spot fires have started to erupt in different areas. Look over here, Joe, just to your left behind that truck. You can see a lot of smoke coming from there. What you are looking at is a view southbound from the 2 freeway, and you can also see a little bit of downtown Glendale in the smoke there. And as we pan to the right, you can see what's going on here. Here's where the closure is. Fire trucks are on the scene right now. They're watching the flames erupt through this area. And here's that closure I was talking to you about earlier in our live report. There's the CHP, and right behind it, what seems like hundreds of cars right now. They are on standby. They're trying to figure out what to do with these cars. And as we continue panning around, just to give you an idea, this is the hillside I was telling you earlier that was on fire. And we do see the helicopters still maneuvering through the area, trying to extinguish the flames, but still a very smoky environment. And one big difference that I noticed just a short time ago, as I was telling you, northbound 2 seemed like traffic was moving. Right now there's nobody on the 2 northbound, and as you can see, the 2 southbound right now is at a standstill. Look at those flames right behind that pine tree, or right underneath the pine tree rather. That's what I was telling you about earlier. The embers move around, things quickly explode in flames, and what you're looking at right there is some of the trees that just line the shoulder of the 2 freeway here. So a lot of concerned people, you see right over here, there's a driver now talking to the CHP. They're trying to get through. They're trying to maybe plead their case. But with this smoke being so thick, I even feel my mouth drying out very quickly here. It's a dangerous situation, so they want to alert people. Now look around the hillsides here. So many homes. This is definitely a concern up here. And they're watching those hillsides. The flames have not jumped to that side of the freeway yet, but of course they're watching it. And I don't hear the chopper now, so maybe they're getting an upper hand on those flames up above us. But look at that. Look at the 2 freeway northbound. Totally empty right now. Nobody here. 2 freeway southbound, just jammed with traffic, waiting to see what's next. So taking a look around, that's what you see right here. Lots of